All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what time it is. It is now Monday. It is time to get into the particulars of the particulars. First and foremost, man, we gotta appreciate y'all for tuning in. As always, 5 people in the live chat right now. I see my brother in the background. Give me a thumbs up if you're ready, man. Drive safe. And take all precautions on that road because you in South Georgia, you in Athens, you in the Najeh in Athens. Getting mean out down that road, man. Gotta watch left and right, rear view and side view mirror when you in certain areas. However, like I said, man, give me a thumbs up if you can hear me whenever you're ready, or just give me a thumbs up, brother. But biggest news today, I know y'all seen it. Corey Hadley Jr. of Sandy Creek committed to Nebraska today. Now I didn't see this one coming. I don't have any inside scoop on this commitment. However, aside from Dalen Pinson, but we look at Amari, we look at Amari or Jameer, not Jameer, excuse me. Amari, I'm missing the names up, excuse me. Give me 1 second, y'all. Amari Latimer committed to West Virginia Big Ten school, and we're seeing now Corey Hadley commit to Nebraska. So Big Ten is the hot thing here, or is the alignment right here. So what did he commit to? Nebraska asked because he can play DB, he can play DB safety if you ask me, and he plays the hell of a receiver position. Now, what position do I think that he will play at Nebraska? It depends, man. Watching Nebraska under the signal calling responsibilities of Dylan Raiola, the receivers look formidable. Now the defense look, defense was a decent unit. I know people ask, will he play both ways? And I think we're still under that Travis Hunter umbrella of requesting and wanting to see dynamic athletes play both ways. I think we can. I think we will eventually start to see an influx of athletes start to play both ways. However, in this situation, I don't think so. I think we'll see Corey Hadley play safety at the next level. To me, just too great of an athlete just to see him on one side of the ball, especially when that side of the ball is predicated on having having a quarterback find you. Does a quarterback have a good offensive line now? Nebraska usually has a defensive offensive line. They breed offensive linemen out that way. However, I think Corey Hadley is a better defender. But we'll see what he does this year. It's going to be a big spring, fall. Or it's going to be a big spring, summer, and fall for Corey Hadley to see, I guess, kind of cement what he does. So let me go to his Twitter page to see if I can get any extra insight on this group, and I'll share screen for y'all as well. Corey. All right. Corey Hadley, man. Been doing it for some time, man. Been training with Pass. I know Dre. Been training with Dre and Pass for a while now. You know, Dre's one of the better trainers in the state of Georgia, former NFL player. All right, here we go, y'all. Nebraska commitment number eight safety, landing for commitment number 8 for the Cornhuskers, landing 4-star safety Corey Hadley. Hadley chose Nebraska over Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, and other programs. Very interesting. And here it is today per Hayes Fawcett, commits to Nebraska. Long ways away from home. Let's see what if anything in those notes. 6'1", 192 safety, chose Cornhuskers over Georgia Tech, Mississippi State, and Purdue. That's tough. Per Rivals Industry. Do we have anything on the write-up, or is it paywall? Okay, no. Okay, so we got here number 7 safety in the nation, 9th best player in Georgia, and 107th best player in the nation. So top 300. If you're thinking about the old ESPN metrics, but you know what I mean. While we're here, let's tap into his highlights for those who haven't seen him play. I Getting that boy ready. You good, brother?
Yeah.
All right, what's going on with you, man?
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm good, brother.
Good.
So right now, man, I know you can't look, so I'll come back to it, man. I know you're down there, you're over there in Athens, checking out Prince Avenue, man. So just fill us in. What did you see today? I know you posted a clip of a receiver, but what all did you like? Or what all caught your attention in at Prince Avenue today?
Yeah, man, they got some really what's the word? They got some really good secondary. The guy I'll probably post later, his name's Bo Tober. His dad played in the league for the Dallas Cowboys. He's real long, 6'2", 6'3". Real physical safety, only a freshman, he'll be a sophomore next year, so he's one to watch for. If you could pull up that clip, Bacon, I got a buddy. I think it should be clip 2.
Yeah.
That's the one that called as Corey Willingham. He is a first-year football player.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So he used to play basketball. That's his first year on the team. So obviously, you see him making plays. Per source through the team, for Car Day, he's been making catches like that all spring. Obviously, it started last week, but just snatching the ball, taking it from people. He's been next level, man. So I think he's gonna have a big breakout. Nobody really knows about him. Flying under the radar right now, unless you plug into the program. So we'll see. But I think once somebody gets some eyes on him, that's it. And he will play. My bad. He will play both ways this year for Prince Avenue Christian.
Both ways. So playing some DB, safety?
He's playing cornerback and wide receiver.
Okay, cornerback and wide receiver.
It'll be primarily at safety. It'll be Bo Tober. He'll be playing that cornerback spot.
Okay. Can you share any? I know it's early. Can you share any insight? Is he going to play every snap at DB and then come back and play every snap? Go ahead.
I don't know if he will play every snap, Bacon, but I know he's going to definitely be playing both ways. Every snap is tough to say, but he was getting a lot of play with the ones and the twos defensively as well. But he'll primarily probably be that wide receiver spot.
Okay. Right now, I noticed you also posted a 2029 Gavin Hullum.
That's going to be one to watch. They got some good young thoroughbreds out there at the quarterback spot. Gavin Hullum's next up, Bacon. Was making a lot of nice throws today. 6'2", good size, good arm. Was making a lot of pinpoint throws today. Knox, I think it's their other quarterback, number 5. He'll be one to watch as well. I'm not going to say too much. I know your next question is going to be about Ben Musser. I'm not going to say too much on that situation. Obviously, he was on the baseball team and different things like that. I would say just keep your eyes peeled. We will see what happens in terms of how it goes with that.
All right, that's a loaded answer. I don't want to get you in trouble, so we'll leave.
We'll leave the viewers. You know what I'm saying, kind of bait for the moment, but I don't know if anything wants to get out, so I'm gonna leave that there. But I just know that they like their young quarterback, so they're gonna get some PT, whatever happens with Ben, in terms of like the baseball team and all that. They're gonna get some reps this year, is what I'll say.
All right, man. And last but not least, the stock rising 2027 running back Andrew Beard.
Yeah, he's a stud. I think a lot of teams are going to regret not taking him. Good kid. I love that he has a good head shoulder.
Think we lost him.
He was putting me on game with some different types of stuff. What you say?
You were. I think you're coming through clear now, but you were in and out. Go ahead.
No, what did I say last?
See, you were just not starting going good, brother. You said last thing you said was there's gonna be a lot of teams that are gonna regret not taking him.
That's it's gonna be a lot of teams not regret or going to regret taking him. I'm saying there's a great coaching staff out there, and I'm saying Beard's a great kid. A lot of people just they look at his ability and what he can do, but he's a high character individual, very smart, and very personable. Like me and him was just chopping it up like 10-15 minutes, just good conversation about life and next steps and stuff like that. But great kid. I want to put that out there about him and how he approaches the game, and his work ethic is really, really pristine. And I got a clip I'm gonna show later, man. Little Beard, younger Beard, ended up making a play on Big Bro. So I'm gonna show that later, man. Put Younger Beard out there too, man. This Younger Bro made a nice play on him, man. It was pretty cool. So I got the clip of that. I'm gonna post that later after the show, obviously, and then I do my other show tonight too, 8:30. So, but yeah, just on the field. I mean, he's gotten bigger. His frame down below Bacon is a lot bigger than what he was when he first started. And I think it's a bright upside. Like I said, I think those teams are going to regret, like, oh, I'm going to take this back, I'm going to take that back. I think he's the most versatile you're going to find at the position. And he was running a lot of routes today. And I mean, like, wide receiver routes, like going down the field, cutting on the dime, coming back and doing a comeback route or a curl. A lot of work in the slot today as well. So he's the most complete back, I think, in the class. That's just my personal opinion. You can argue with Cell, argue with your mama. I know he's a 4-star, but the dude is probably one of the most complete you're going to probably find.
Well said, man. Two things. First is, what can you say? I mean, on the clips that you posted, specifically the one where he's taking contact, I mean, he kind of told that out of bounds line, man. Like, the balance is there, man.
100% is there. It's a lot to bring him down. And like I said, what stuck out to me with Prince Ave is the physicality with their safeties and a couple of their linebackers. But he was just bouncing off it. I think that's one of the elements of his game that makes him special is the contact balance. You see it with elite backs like Alvin Kamara. More recently, Jameer Gibbs is another one that's real good with contact balance, Bacon. So yeah, he has it. That's what I think it's a complete package, and what he could do with routes and routing people up, I think that's going to be the part of his game that makes him special.
Gotcha. I know I said two more, but it's going to be two more from here on out. Second thing is, what position? It sounds like his younger brother's playing linebacker.
Who?
Lil Beard.
Lil Beard was playing more so like slot corner, outside corner.
Okay.
Yeah, he was playing more so that when she was running with the team. So yeah, expect for Lil Beard to be running that. He should get a little bit of playing time this year with Big Bro. I ain't gonna say it's gonna be extensive, but he should be able to see the field. They didn't have their full team. Like, some people are playing golf, some people are in track, some people are in baseball. So I didn't see the full team. I seen about half of the team.
No, 100%. It's a lot going on in high school sports right now. Last thing for me on Prince Avenue, I know you've been covering, or you've been down to see Prince Avenue for some time, even under Coach Vandergriff. Now Coach Rick is the head coach of the school, man. Do you think is it the same culture? Is it the same things? And if there's some different things, what do you see?
I would say pretty much the same culture, not too much of a difference. Vandergriff did obviously an awesome job. But I think I think Coach Rick got his own spill to it. You know what I'm saying? I like how he teaches the players, Bacon. I like how he's trying to instruct them when they mess up. And I like that, sometimes the players will say something. He don't really go. Some coaches you'll see be like, nah, shut up when I'm talking. He has a good respect for the players, I would say. And he allows them to talk and, banter, all that good stuff. But he's not, I say he's a real personable coach, too. I don't think he does anything that's malicious. I don't think he does anything that's crazy. I think he has a good impression on the team. And I'll say he's probably a player coach, for sure. I think he has a good feel on the program. The only bad part I would say about the team is, like, they probably don't have Bacon the size offensively on the line. But one player to watch for is going to be Gabe Prince. Gabe Prince is a player to watch on the offensive line. I think he'll be 77. He's recovered from a knee injury, but very explosive, really good-looking offensive lineman. Did a little bit of rest. Nothing too crazy today, Bacon, but he will be one to watch. The Maryland coach that was there, he was talking to him a lot. So keep an eye on that. Georgia State's in that conversation. I think he said also – He said Georgia State, obviously Maryland was talking to him today. They like him. And then there was one more school that he said. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but those were like the top two for sure.
Okay, Georgia State and Maryland, high on Gabe Prince. I think we've been hearing Gabe Prince's name before. I've definitely heard that name before. So
yeah, you probably seen him, bro.
Yeah,
you probably. He'll be the offensive line.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah. I said he'll be the stable on the offensive line this year for them. He'll probably be playing all of the positions pretty much what he told me. So watch out for that for him. What else did I miss? pretty much play everywhere. Same culture for the most part. Real good team. Yeah. I think that's. Oh, Follow was there too. Aaron Follow was in the building. So he was there, kind of with the team and stuff like that, and came back home. So probably done with his semester, I guess, with Florida, and is chilling before summer starts. So I did say I didn't post that. I didn't know how that would go, but yeah, he was at practice.
Sure.
So.
All right, man. While we got you here on and we're talking Prince Avenue, Andrew Beard wins the MVP at Rivals Camp. It's not new news to anybody right now, but did you talk to him about that, and or just what's your intel on that?
Yeah, man, just went to work, man. Had a great opportunity there with that, and honestly, yeah, brother just went to work. Brother did his thing, and he was very special. Oh, this is right, and no bad. Okay, sorry, brother. I think, just did his thing. He was able. Where he did a lot of his damage, basically was, like I said, routing people up. I think that's the next phase of his game, to show more people is his ability. I think you're gonna see that this year in the slot. Running routes, option routes, just different things like that to, ensure that he's, showcasing his full skill set. So that's what I would say there. And to be honest, no surprise. I am surprised he went to the Rivals camp because, he's already got a high billing. But obviously that was big for him because he got an Under Armour All-American game invite.
Right, yeah.
So that was massive for him. But, yeah, no surprise to me. I mean, like I said, he looks like the complete package now to me. And a guy that's going to definitely be a problem.
No, absolutely, man. Everybody now definitely has to know about Andrew Beard. To me, like you said, very underrated. As of right now, as it stands, for 247, 14th best player in Georgia, 8th overall best running back in his classification in 2027, and top 300 football player, 164th overall ranking nationally from Bogart, Georgia. However, I also want to shift our attention to Corey Hadley with the shocking, to me at least, commitment to the Nebraska Cornhuskers. However, what's interesting, has an official visit slated for Nebraska and Georgia Tech, who we picked over the who we picked Cornhuskers over Georgia Tech. Has a visit to Nebraska June 5th to 7th, and has an official visit to Georgia Tech after that, 12th through the 14th. So what intel your raw reaction to his commitment to Nebraska?
Yeah, I did a video on it. I was a little bit surprised, to say the least, but it doesn't feel like any school has kind of been on him so hard, right? And that's not to say he's not a great player. He's a phenomenal player, can go both ways, but it doesn't seem like there's been that standalone school that has we're recruiting him super hard, or we want him. From what we've seen from reports, you usually see Chad Simmons or Tom Lloyd, one of those guys, saying, okay, this school's just pushing hard for this guy. We haven't really seen that as much. So I don't blame him going to Nebraska. He probably get a good NIL package. Makes a lot of obviously sense for him. And definitely he can go there and play early. I definitely think he'll play the side of the ball. In terms of Georgia Tech and how they're forward, them getting the OV is big. The thing to watch now is can they stay locked in with the OVs? Bacon is the biggest question, right? Or will Nebraska make him cut that off? Right? That's kind of one of the biggest questions. I know where I'm at now. Sorry. Yeah, it's going to be, will he lock in with the visit? Will that stay how it is? Or will they make him cancel the visit? Now, OV doesn't necessarily mean, even if he goes, the Tech's going to get him, right? It depends on how much they're going to recruit him is the biggest question there when it comes to Tech, right? What will that recruitment be like? How hard will they go? But them getting an OV does say a lot. But if you Tech and you want to continue to build on what you built on, which we'll talk about in the next segment, obviously, with Keelan Rutledge and everything, you got to be able to land these top guys in your state, right? You might miss out on Chance Gilbert. You might miss out on KJ Green. But if you can get a Corey Hadley Jr., that's massive. He's a blue-chip recruit, 4-star prospect, right? That would continue to add to your safety group that already has some young thoroughbreds. Tay Harris, obviously you got Phoenix Felton, Savion Riley's last year. So you're going to need more depth at that position next season. So, if you take, again, this is a commitment you want to win on. You don't want to lose out on this commitment. But it all depends on what they're looking for. But I think he fits the mold easily. 6'1", physical, head-hunting safety. Bacon, you could speak to it on his play on the field because you've seen him up close in person when we went to East Coweta, and he got a hell of a ball skills. So if you Tech, you want to hit on this one. But It all depends on what they're looking for. New defensive coordinator and obviously, gosh, why can't I remember his name?
Got you, bro. 1 second.
Freak Coach Seymour, Coach Jason Seymour. Could not remember.
Yep.
Sorry about that. And then obviously new DB coach and Vinny Sinceri. So it all depends on what they want. But to me, the attack, aggressive style defense, that's literally what Corey Hadley Jr. is. So I would say just don't count them out yet. I'm not saying they have a play there, but if Tech can pursue hard, you never know.
Yeah, Coach Seymour, former linebackers coach for the Jackets. I know you brought up KJ Green. You brought up obviously Chance Gilbert. Are you saying that Corey Hadley should be the go-to piece?
I think he should be a go-to piece. If you can't land some of these guys, the reason I mention them, not saying those guys are high on Tech, I mention them because those are major recruits in the state, right? So I think Tech's in a good spot when it comes to Chavez Dixon and Kyson Mallard and all these top offensive linemen. They're doing great. But I also think you got to get those skill groups in there as well, right? So the last few years they've done pretty good at landing safeties. Like Keelan Jones was one. He's a little underrated as a 3-star Bacon, but has a whole bunch of upside. Yeah. Plays well, plays at a high level. Made some plays in the spring, right? So he'll be there next year. But you want to continue to get some of these top guys because eventually these top guys are going to be put into these spots, Bacon, where they're going to either start for you or they're going to get major playing time and different things like that. So you want those guys, Bacon, essentially, be in position. That's what makes Georgia so good. And why, like, just for an example, they consider one of the deepest teams, Bacon, because they got in a whole bunch of 4-star caliber prospects, and then now the chickens are starting to roost. Because you had them, now you got a chance to develop them. They're already highly talented, and now it's just the coaching. I feel like Tate got the coaching. It's just landing more of the talent at those key positions.
And you said, and then in addition to what you said, it sounded like, you talked about they want to get more skilled positions, more skilled players. But again, what I picked up from the first sentiment was they may not have the budget to get all three or to get both. Is that a great assessment too?
I don't know about budget, bro. Everybody sleeps on the Georgia Tech budget. Georgia Tech got some money on it. I don't know how much.
What you said, brother?
I don't know how much it is. I'm not gonna say like I know the NIL fund, but Georgia Tech, and if they want you, they can put a nice little package together. Is what I'll say. I don't think they really hurting in that department like people think they is. Now I ain't saying they rich and they got all this bread and money on like the Ohio States and all these other teams, but if Georgia Tech wants you, they can go get you. I'll put it like that.
You know more than me, but I'd say they got more money than Nebraska.
Oh, I think so, for sure. For sure. Yeah, I would say so. And I think Georgia Tech, it's an attractive spot right now. I talked to a couple like recruits and guys, and some guys have told me like, yo, like if Georgia Tech offered, that would be hard to say no to. Because their program or not. This is what prospects are telling me now. You know what I'm saying? They're like, oh well, they got they're a good program. They're on the rise, Bacon. You know what I'm saying? They are what's the word they use? They're in Atlanta, good education. NIL is pretty good. So this is what recruits are saying.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You got to go to Tech. I was just listening to, I think it was it might have been a more recent interview of Calvin Johnson. He was supposed to go to Oklahoma. I did not know that. Of course, I'm a young boy when he's doing his thing. But he's like, I want to go to Oklahoma. But I said, man, I went on the visit to Georgia Tech. Him and his quarterback, he had a good time. He's like, man, I come here, I get a good education. I'm close to the home. And, I'm not sure how involved Calvin Johnson is at Sandy Creek. However, when I was there, when they played Sandy Creek and that's Cedar Grove for state, he was there. And we know Corey Hadley has a Georgia Tech offer. And it's going to be competitive. And won't be surprised if he could, phone call, hey, you and I both know and the viewers know they recruited things about what strings you can pull that other schools can't pull. And what better string to pull for Georgia Tech than to have a Hall of Famer, probably the best athlete to come out of Sandy Creek, call up Corey Hadley, hey, man, let's make this happen.
Great point. I didn't even think that's a great point. I didn't even think about that connection because they both were the same grade. That's a great point, Bacon.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great point. So yeah, if you Georgia Tech and you can pull that off, you know what I'm saying? That's massive. You know what I'm saying?
That's massive. He does have Purdue is also in the mix. I don't see anything set up for official visit, but teammate Dana Greenhow is at Purdue. I'm not sure where they stack up in the recruiting. Hold on, we got some comments here. Got Julian. My bad, Julian. I didn't even see you in the comments, brother. He said they can't get players because the coaches have relationships left because of Brent Key.
It's not true.
Tech does not have more football money than Nebraska. Warren Buffett is an alum of Nebraska. Makes all the difference. That's a good point, Najeh. That's a good point. Not sure
Yeah,
how.
like he's actively investing in Nebraska. Okay.
Never know. We don't know. Benny, let's see. Benny going, hold on, who's Benny? Benny going to Corey House soon.
As he shouldn't. As he shouldn't. That's my point. I mean, Julian just confirmed it. That's what it should be, though. You shouldn't care if you're Georgia Tech. This is a 4-star recruit in your damn state. You go and you continue to recruit him into the damn sun dotted line. Georgia's no different. They're going to continue to recruit Andrew Beard. You know what I'm saying? Whether he made a decision today or tomorrow, 100%. He shouldn't.
Warren gave over $20 million to the football team.
I can't fact check that. I'm on the road. I will have to look that up to see. I'm not saying Julian is wrong. Julian is plugged in. I will have to see and look that up. I can't confirm that or not.
I mean, now Warren Buffett is, you know what I'm saying, one of the richest men in America. And if he's from America, he knows about that football. I'm on it right now, Wisconsin. Donation. Warren Buffett now I see a $6 million donation to 5. Don't see anything 20 million related right now, but I do see a 6 million, but that's to a foundation. Anyway, we'll get back to the script. Here we go. Georgia Tech. This is backdoor preacher, backdoor poacher. I'm calling backdoor preacher for the sake of time. Georgia Tech reaps the benefit of being in Atlanta for sure.
Hello.
Sure. To me, they need to market it a lot more than what they do. Like if it's me, I'm not sure. Like I was telling Najeh just the other day, I said, I'm not like we see what Auburn does. They take the recruits to the same restaurant and they blow it up. I don't know whether it's the varsity or if it's Mary Max or whatever it is. You know what I mean? Take the recruits and show that experience. You know what I mean? To a degree, where people know that they're going, and that'll do good for the restaurant that they're going to, for the business, or the school, and or the city, and all combined. But they need to use that to their advantage more so than they do, especially what's going on right down the street, right in front of State Farm Arena, all in that area. It's going to blow up. Who was ever?
Yes, sir. Go Big Red. First round pick. We got to talk about that. But, yeah, go Big Red. Appreciate you tapping in, man. Tech fans is crazy, man. They be all on the channel.
You got Jill here again. War gives money to the collective regularly. That's why their facilities look like they do. Tay Harris. Gotta be Tay Harris about to be gone after this year. Vinny about to recruit him out of the room.
Okay.
I got you, brother. We got your take. Oh, take Tay Harris. Good call, brother.
Something to.
But that's what we have. We'll leave it at that for right now. Corey Hadley, obviously in the recruiting battle with Georgia Tech, or Georgia Tech and Nebraska are in a recruiting battle for the services of Corey Hadley. Though, outside of Corey Hadley, there are a lot of prospects that Najeh's name, like KJ Green, Chance Gilbert, who's going to play for Tech as well. I don't think KJ is going to go Tech. That's just my opinion. I think he's going to.
No, he's not. I brought them up as top recruits. Not saying Tech's recruiting them. That's just saying top recruits that, okay, you want to have in the state. I'm pretty much talking about must-haves that you want on your squad, your roster. That's what I'm saying.
100%. So since we're on it, and I think we do have time, Keelan Rutledge went first round. But I know I'm spelling his name wrong. Yeah. All right, not bad. K-E-Y. But Keelan Rutledge, this is not it. Getting drafted. Okay, he did get drafted. Yeah, 26 overall to the Houston Texans. think my boy might be tapped out. Anyway, this is a great pickup. 26 overall pick is not bad. I think anytime you go in the first round is good. But to me, the Texans have got a gem. I think this is a plug and play guy. Gritty, all ACC first team. So I'm not too particular on what the Texans offensive line situation is, but I believe Keelan Rutledge can come in. If not, crack start lineup, definitely be a 2 reserve guy and get a lot of minutes, especially if this team has any interest on the offensive line. But now, what's your thoughts? 26 overall pick, Keelan Rutledge.
They traded up for this pick as well. There was number 28. They traded up to number 26. They didn't trade up for him to go be no backup or no reserve minutes. He'll play. He'll likely start. And he got the potential to be an All-Pro. So that's massive for Big Red. And it's massive for Georgia Tech and they recruiting, especially at the offensive line position. Because now you can say, okay, we got a guy from Middle Tennessee, and look what he was able to do. He came here for 2 years. He was a consistent All-American this past year, 2-time All-ACC type of a player, and he went in the first round of the draft. That's the recruiting pitch. All you need to say now if you bring Key. Nothing more needs to be said. You know what I'm saying? So it's massive for their recruiting, and I think Keelan Rutledge is going to ball at the next level, 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. I think he has that all-pro potential. So that was big for them. You know what I'm saying? They only got 2 players drafted, him, Jordan Vandenberg, who obviously didn't even get invited to the NFL Combine, Bacon. But he ended up going in the 6th round to the Chicago Bears. So he has a bright future ahead of him as well. A lot of guys signed on as undrafted free agents. Amari Harvey going to Denver. Malik Rutherford to Atlanta. I don't know if you heard about that one, Bacon.
Yeah.
Haynes King to Carolina. You know what I'm saying? Jai Gilmore to Tampa Bay. Eric Rivers, Tampa Bay. Dean Patterson, Tampa Bay. So.
Another safety, Clayton Powell-Lee is where? Is it Atlanta?
He got a minicamp invite to Atlanta.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like Clayton Powell-Lee, man. I think it's a lot of depth at safety for the Falcons right now, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, but I think he can play safety at the next level. That's just my opinion. Are they recruiting KJ Caldwell? I'm assuming he's talking about Tech here. Backdoor preacher.
Nah, that's backdoor poacher. They're out of the equation. That is done for. So go ahead and put that out there. Out of the equation. I don't even think they're in his top 5 or his finalist list, man. That's going to come down to between Miami and I believe Clemson, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, no.
Perfect segue. Julie's on record here. Chances going to Clemson, potentially. I think hearing this, it's not a surprise. Knowing Chance. I'm not going to add too much on it, but I think this is probably a good call. Good call by you.
Said you want to watch the show now. I'm dead.
Pow pow.
Yeah, now you want to watch the
show. We're accessible. We're on Twitter. We're streaming on 2 platforms on Twitter. Though we're streaming on IG. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Much love, brother. Appreciate you tuning in. So, man, that's no more topics to add, man. I'm going to go to where we'll be at this week, man.
All right, go ahead and let them know, Bacon.
Nah, 100%. He's definitely a Clemson type of person. I was trying to say that without saying it. I don't know, bro. I don't know something. I haven't figured out the words to say it, so I'm going to leave it there. But so where we'll be at Wednesday. Wednesday's the first. Well, Najeh's already on the road. He might be on the road tomorrow. So where you going tomorrow, brother? He done lagged out. He's on mute. But Wednesday, we'll be hitting Griffin. I think that's the only spot we're here. We might be doing a double up on Wednesday, but I know we're hitting Griffin for sure. Live streaming that practice. So I'll reach out to Coach Goodrum and see if that's cool. But we do plan on live streaming every practice. So we got a list. We're a week, multi-day practices. So for the viewers that's watching, we will be streaming every practice and giving exclusive interviews with coaches and high-profile and underrated players as we do so well on the Just Sizzling News podcast. So stay tuned for that. So Friday, we'll be local. We'll be very local. I know Najeh's in Athens, and Wednesday we'll be in Griffin or the Spalding area. We'll be here at in Georgia, Coweta County. We're going to East Coweta 2C, Chance Gilbert 2C. Many others. I see they got a nice running back over there as well. Once we leave there, we're going to be there probably half the practice, maybe 3/4 quarter of the practice, and we'll go across the street, really across the tracks, as we like to say in Coweta County, to Northgate High School to see Woodish Catini, to see Electric Clemens, to see Kai Rutherford, and it's a lot. I mean, the list goes on. To me, when you bring up the list of underrated schools who have talent, but don't have that microscope on it that we're going to put on them Friday, is Northgate without a question. You can argue with me all day. I probably just sitting there wait till you finish to me and I say Northgate. And then when the season happens and they have success, I throw down the scale just to look at it again and read it. But all jokes aside, man, we'll be there East Coweta Friday and Northgate Friday. And this Wednesday we'll be at Griffin. I think we may be making a stop number 2, but if you want to find out, make sure you stay tuned and locked into Just. We might have to change it to Just as the News. We might just say Just as the News on the road and just title where practice will be at. But that is, we got a question. Backdoor poacher. I call him, if you don't let me call you backdoor preacher, man, let me say something to me, brother. But right now we're calling you backdoor preacher. What's Noonan gonna do this year, Bacon? I think man, that's a good question. We're gonna go see Noonan, but you know what I mean? I think Noonan is going to surprise a lot of people in a new region. Langston Hughes, Creekside. I mean, you know the type of gauntlet they're in. Northside Columbus is probably the easiest team they're going to have to compete against in that region. I think Morrow's in that region as well. They're supposed to be doing some things right this year. We had them on the show about a month ago now. But to me, Noonan holds their own destiny. Offense. High-powered offense. Brody Campbell's been one of the hottest quarterbacks on the recruiting trail. He picked up Iowa today. He's been picking up crazy offers. You can check his Twitter. John Matthews is catching everything, as Jude just said. But to me, who a lot of people are sleeping on right now, Jalen Britt, absolutely. Jalen Britt is to me. I think they're just as good. To be honest, I know John is taller, and I think that's what people kind of. So let's go get this because he's taller. But I mean, Jalen Britt can make anybody miss in the phone booth on the press. So you're gonna have to be a DB that knows what you're doing. So those are going to be the receivers to know. Other than that, I think they return a lot of offensive linemen. You still have what's the defensive end right now? Najeh, remember that defensive end that I was talking about last year? Number 1.
No, I don't remember him.
Got some SEC offers. Can't remember his name right now, but they got a big time defensive end. But my question for Noonan is there DBs? I was talking to an insider from Noonan High School the other day. Say, yeah, man, the DBs look they got a squad. So I haven't seen them. I'm gonna see what they look like in spring. But if you ask me, I think Noonan controls their own destiny. They can score the best of them. But when you see a style defense like Creekside, can you keep that game respectable? And can you compete and win against a Langston Hughes team that what people are saying, we haven't seen them in person, that's not supposed to be as good as last year? That's my take on it. But that's where we'll be at this week for spring. And we'll keep you updated week by week where we'll be.
There you go. So tune in every Monday at 7:15. Y'all know what to do.
Y'all know what to do. And if you're on Twitter, share this out, retweet it out. Definitely follow the guys. Definitely follow Bacon Network. Definitely follow Najeh Wilkins. Definitely follow Arvon Bacon on Twitter if you don't do that already. There's a lot of good things going on that Twitter page as well. Nathan Brown, yep, good. Nathan, I like Nathan. He's been. And the biggest thing I add this to about Noonan, man, it's training here now, man. When I first started covering this area out of college, kids weren't training down here like that, man. And not quiet as kept. You got a lot of trainers down here. Started with Jake Fletcher, Coach Fletch, Coach Dale. I got Katie, Kadarius Satterwhite. There's a lot of good training going on in Noonan, and I think as that continues, people will give the area Noonan the respect it deserves. It's been a while now, but like early 2000, Noonan was a powerhouse playing the state championship, I believe. Alec Ogletree is from here. Trey Matthews, Rodney Colton is at Colorado now. Right. Let's see. We got Marquis Simmons is pretty good. Nathan can play FCS ball. So as you see here, man, Nunes got a lot of DBs, but as a collectively, you know what I'm saying, I think we have a shot to do these things this year. So, like Najeh said, man, stay tuned. Follow us on YouTube, Najeh Wilk and Bacon Network, and we're gonna run it up. So until then, we'll see y'all next Monday, and we'll see y'all Wednesday on the live stream. So peace and love, and stay locked in because it's just sizzling. That boy came back on, but just sizzling news, everybody. Peace and